the guy who picks her up in the boat, that's her friend, right?
Yeah, it's Jasper and Horace.
How does he get down there that fast? He's inside.
Yeah.
Like, did he also parachute down? Which also means that, like, she had to make two. Which she was.
If his didn't work though.
Yeah. What if he just like? Oh my God!
Where's my boat?
Oh my God! But
you see him in the rocks.
But it would be really funny. Like
she's imperiled. And he's like Boromir.
Well, it'd be more funny if it was just like Cruella's in the water, just like waiting like the water, and all she sees is like ah, and then it's just like fall by her. Welcome back to MediaMix, where we have everything you guys want to talk about.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Don't throw up.
I'm Alex.
What? No.
No, I'm Alex.
But
no,
I'm Alex.
I'm Alex.
She's Alex.
And I'm Marty, Melvin, and Gloria.
Welcome back to Alex.
No, I'm Alex.
This is Alex with Alex,
and then Alex. And then over here we've got Alex. And then there we've got Vicky. She's the only Alex not here.
I'm the only Alex not here.
All right. Vicky, you're supposed to do the synopsis. Oh, we're doing Cruella today, by the way. That's what today. It's
the new one.
It is. It's yeah. It's got Emma Fox.
No.
Emma Stone.
What?
Okay, obviously he's not gonna get the rundown of it. All right.
You say Emma
Alex
Fox?
Part 4.
Yeah.
Alex Part 4. All right, so the movie.
Vicky.
All right, guys. So the movie we're doing today is Cruella de Vil, the new one that just came out. The movie is basically just a backstory of the original
Disney
villain, Cruella. It starts out with her being, with her mother that we assume.
Like
well, wait a sec. What's the movie a prequel to?
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, there's like 4 or so movies prior to this.
I watched it last night, but
there's many dogs in that movie.
At least 4.
At least 100.
No, 15 dogs.
Alrighty, right. Vicky.
Vicky, I want to see.
Anyways.
I want to see how fast you can do the synopsis.
Okay.
So that we have more points to talk about in this
Jesus.
podcast.
Okay, so, anyways,
Pressure
the movie
on.
starts out with her being born, which she has black and white hair, quite rare deformity.
Weird.
I would say, and it goes through with her being kind of like a troubled child, and she gets kicked out of school, and her mother tries to, and her mother tries to find help, and she goes to an old friend, and she ends up getting murdered, and Cruella de Vil, she turns out being an orphan. She goes through, trying to escape the house that she went to, and basically she ends up finding these other 2 orphans, and they gang up together, and they create this whole little niche of...
I thought you were going to say they were going to gang up on her. Yeah, that's how the movie ends.
The niche is
they beat her up.
What's her name?
Also,
It's Cruella.
They splash in the water fountain, and then the police are like... And he's like, oh, get off that fountain. Oh, you got a fishing license?
Okay.
Vicky,
That happened. He said exactly
do you
that.
remember her name before? Like,
her name before
Cruella?
so her name was Estella, but then she adopted the name Cruella because she's cruel. I guess that's the main reason she wanted to. So after they get she teams up with the other 2 orphans. They have this whole operation where they steal, and she creates outfits for them because she's she wants to become a fashion designer, and she, when they're all grown up, she wants more in life, and her friends, like her teammates, get her a job, entry-level job, where it was just...
as a janitor?
Yeah, janitor, low life, and she was horrible at that job, and... then it ends up landing her dream job with a psychopathic, well-known... fashion designer, yeah.
How does that happen?
And she ends up being her, like, the star pupil or something, or she, like, ends up getting the attention of the fashion designer, and...
Like Baroness.
The Baroness, yeah. And she... Someone want to give me help? I'm kind of losing my thought.
And then, like, Cruella comes out and starts, like,
she
having
learns...
all these, like, kind of
Well, hang on. Before she comes out, she learns, like, who the Baroness actually is.
No.
No.
Not
She
yet.
doesn't. No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Actually.
By the way, there's
You're like,
spoilers
Cruella
for this
comes out.
movie if you haven't seen it. I mean,
Oh,
if
of
you're,
course, yeah.
I don't know why you'd be watching this.
I think they got that when we said her mom died.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I did
that's
say
also
that.
like
Oh,
in like the first few minutes
Oh,
of the movie.
How dare you
so-
spoil that? Somebody that I never knew. That's whatever. I'm sorry. Where are we at in the story?
Okay, so she wants to get back, I guess, or she's trying to get the necklace back because her mom was going to give it to her and she lost it when she was escaping the Baroness's, or like the house, and
Yeah, like in
the,
the first few
the
scenes.
Baroness had it and she wanted to get the necklace back, and she creates this whole persona, which is Cruella, to try to like be her nemesis, I guess, and oh my goodness,
Careful.
her nemesis.
Kill headphone users.
Rest in peace.
Her nemesis, and she creates this whole like character, and she tries to get back at her, and through all of that she finds out that the Baroness is her mother, and then she like goes completely insane, and
Her birth mother.
the Baroness, the psychopathic fashion designer, is her mother, and they end up shoot, I'm losing my train of thought.
Okay, so where were you just at? Because
You're at the part where she
All
finds out, she goes crazy, and then there's a compilation.
now she's just like completely Cruella.
Yeah,
forever.
she's entirely Cruella, and there's a compilation
Wants
of her
revenge.
like showing her up, and she like shows up in all these fancy dresses, and then the Baroness is all like, "How dare you?" And then Estella, her original whatever, makes her a dress. And then they come to find out that dress was made with like larva moths.
cocoons or whatnot.
Yeah, or whatever. And then they open up and then they eat all the dresses that are inside her vault because she had to lock up this
Which is very smart.
signature, which is smart until it, got locked up. So
No, that's the point. Like, she planned
right,
them locking
right.
it up because they wanted the people, her friends who came in, to think, oh, she's trying to steal our outfits, so we lock it up. So they already planned it.
And then they had like the little party outside with like the Led Zeppelin
Yeah.
music or something. That wasn't Led. I'm thinking the wrong.
it
song.
was some song, but they did that, and then do you know where we are, Vicky? So you can finish.
She goes to
I'm
her.
timing.
For our viewers.
They go
I'm
to
timing.
her house.
Yeah, so
Guys.
it's there's a lot of detail, and they just find out, she finds out a bunch of stuff. It's her mother. She plans to kill her, doesn't actually do that, and she fakes her death as Estella, and then Cruella shows up because at that point they thought Cruella was dead because the Baroness tried to kill her.
No, Stella was dead.
No, Cruella. They tried to figure out that Cruella like was legally
I feel like we're
dead.
jumping
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Because
It's just so
you guys lost
confusing.
me. You guys lost
Yeah.
me. Hang on. Okay, so the cocoon dress. They open up the vault and they see the cocoon dress. Everyone's
Right.
outside partying. Because Cruella shows her up in her like Dalmatian coat or whatnot.
Yeah,
like,
so
"You
it
killed my dogs,
looked like she
not
killed
cool."
her dogs.
BM. That's
That's
hard
what
BM.
she said, too.
Yeah, but she
BM.
didn't.
She Cruella goes home and Baroness is there with her friends tied up and whatnot and sets her house on fire while Cruella's tied up.
Yeah,
in the
so
house.
everyone thinks that
Everything-
Cruella is dead,
yeah.
and then at the Baroness's benefit party, everyone is dressed as Cruella, and that's where Cruella tries to, like, her plan to get revenge, and everyone is like, well, please don't kill her, and
The whole time you're like, she's gonna kill her, she's gonna kill her.
Yeah,
she
the
got
whole
the
time.
little needle.
And then she changes like her outfit and she dresses as Estella, so it looks like the Baroness killed Estella. And then Cruella pulls up and everyone is like so shocked like that she's not dead. And then Cruella inherits the Baroness's mansion and end of story.
Alright.
And she also at the end of the movie it shows 2 Dalmatian puppies given to 2 of the characters in the movie.
And that sets up the original movie.
I don't. So, it's just a really weird. It's something also that, just to say this really quick, viewers, if you are watching this and you are deciding to put something in the comments, if there's a better way that we could do these synopsises, that'd be really nice because like we don't.
We
know.
try.
Yeah, that was also a
we
mess
don't know what
from
we
me.
do.
It really
It's also
tried.
like our draft of the synopsis.
Pretty
Which is
much.
also the final.
We just
But,
kind of wing it and hope it sticks. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't. By the way,
That's the most
I don't know if
real.
you can tell, but like before I go put on my jacket, me and Alex are matching. We
You're
have
put on a
matching
jacket?
shirts. Yeah, I'm
I like
cold
him.
because
We're like
It's kinda
Trader
cute.
Joe's over here.
what? Okay. Anyway,
Trader Joe's
who wants to
sponsor.
start off with the first point?
Why
Well,
would you cut it?
All right, first impressions.
Why would you
though.
cut to
First
me?
impressions. What did you guys think of the movie overall? You know, did you like it? Hate it?
I think it was good for a Disney villain movie, like a backstory, because obviously Disney can't do too much to portray the real, like, villain side of her, because it is Disney, and little kids be like, Mom, Dad, like, what is this?
Yeah, I think it was a really good setup. I mean, the old movie, it was so long since they had made that original movie, and I'm pretty sure they did, like, try to make remakes of it. I don't know if they did a live action one.
They
There was the
did,
first
yeah.
movie
Okay.
in like the 60s, and then they made a second movie in the early 2000s, I think.
So they made the they made the 101 Dalmatians in the 60s in
And then there was
1966.
102 Dalmatians.
And then they had 101. They had 101 Dalmatians, which was the live action version made in like
Yeah.
2001.
It was like, what was
Oh,
the
that one was creepy.
There was like
That was weird.
all the
I
dogs are
haven't seen
watching
that
like the TV,
Yeah.
and it's like the German Shepherd fighting the crook, you
I
know,
don't know, man.
and that's like Sparky's Adventure, whatever one of the dogs' names. I don't know.
What?
Alright,
Lucky's
what?
Adventure or whatnot.
What are you talking about?
The second Dalmatian movie, because I watched that one too. I just forget what the other dogs.
What?
Name.
Sorry,
Browns and
you watch
milkshake.
you watch 102 Dalmatians.
Yeah, I watched the first 101 Dalmatians, and I watched 101 Dalmatians. What is the name of it? I'm not even gonna look it up.
The live action
Lucky's-
version?
Not the live action version. Those
one
look
on two one.
horrible.
I don't know. I'll
there
pull
were
it
two
up.
cartoon ones. There was one in
Obviously,
2003.
we don't
I'll
know what
pull
we're
it
talking
up.
about,
Pull
so-
it up. I don't know.
I'll pull it up. There'll be an image somewhere like shooting across the screen or something. It's
Bam.
on how I
There it
did
is.
today.
It just went. You just missed it.
Anyways, I thought it was a really good setup to the backstory of the original movie.
I thought it was kind of weird.
Right.
It was like
Is that it?
no.
Yeah.
It was like there were 4 different movies in there. It was like the prequel. Like no, it was like her
It was
origin
like a
story
2, like, hour
as
movie.
like when she was a child, and then that whole part was like weird. It was like its origin story to her origin story with like the Baroness and all that. It was like multiple arcs in
Well,
one
obviously
movie.
she had to have like steps to go from
Yeah, no,
like,
you can't
being
just be,
born
like-
to like being a like
Yeah.
a
Because
villain.
imagine if it started like halfway through the movie and you're like, what?
Honestly,
Yeah.
like with a little bit of different like
Like-
story writing, it could have honestly started when they were like, you know, doing their petty thievery as adults.
I mean, yeah, when they
'Cause
would
that's
have
still,
like
like-
flashbacks of like
that's
them
still-
going back to, because they had to at least show.
that could still work though because, you know, that they're still young, way younger than they are in like the first 101 Dalmatians movie. Like,
Yeah, but
that
I
movie they're
think-
like in their what 60s.
I think it was important though to have her like going through life because her mother, in the first part of the movie,
Adopted mother.
had her had told Cruella to be nice
Estella.
and be Estella instead of Cruella, which is her alternate personality. I think it's this whole thing that she goes through through the movie, trying to like bring
So
her
wait,
out.
when she was in school, was that like Cruella?
That
Wait,
was
she was acting-
Estella.
That was Estella.
That was
That was
Estella
Estella,
Estella
because
is
she
the
was
one with, like,
trying
the red
yeah.
hair.
So she was trying to be not herself and be nice and all of that, and so it shows that her mother was trying to like push down that other side of her.
Yeah, 'cause she knew who her real mother was, and she didn't
She
want
was
to turn
pushing
out
down
You
like
gonna
like
say
that.
that is
something, Jack?
censored,
Yeah, I have a
kinda harsh.
question. So, is her real name Estella
gonna-
or Cruella?
It's
gonna switch the
Estella.
camera.
You can switch to your camera so they can
Jack,
see
where are
you.
you?
Yeah, so-
Oh,
So what was it? Was it Estella
Her
or
real
Cruella?
name is Estella, but she takes on the
Her alter
like
ego.
persona of
Yeah,
like
so-
Cruella.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Which one is the alter
Cruel,
ego?
you know.
So
We just said that.
The thing
Oh,
that
which
I,
one though?
that I kind of like don't
Is it
understand.
Estella or Cruella?
So, as far as like if you're not talking about the movie, well, I guess you are talking about the movie. There's a lot of bad reviews that I heard about it, and a lot of people were just kind of like, "It's bad."
They were?
I went into it thinking that it was gonna be bad, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
"It
did
was
too.
not really."
It wasn't that bad. No.
Go into it like a neutral like state of mind. Like
I
don't
feel like-
think too much about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a movie in the end.
Yeah. Like if you
But
don't really like
It's a-
go in
It's a kids movie, so
Yeah.
it's got to be PG.
first
It
time
was
watchers.
PG-13.
Yeah, first time watchers who've never
It's gotta
watched
be.
the first like original Dalmatian movies are probably gonna like it, cause I watched this last time I watched the 101 Dalmatians movie was like when I was 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have much to go on into this movie other than like it's the scary lady with the black and white hair.
Yeah.
Oh
you know,
yeah, she
that's
was
like,
always crazy.
That's the only thing I can identify her for.
So
is her hair.
With that said, that there were bad reviews, there's obviously good parts and bad parts of the movie.
What were they saying? Those bad reviews.
I don't know. I didn't read
I
them.
just remember hearing.
I just
that,
remember
like,
hearing that it was bad from like a couple people, and I was like, I guess everybody thinks it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people didn't.
It's
think
whatever.
it'd
I'm
be
not a
good.
reliable source. What do you mean?
Some people didn't think it'd be good because Emma Stone was starring in it.
Oh
and
yeah, that's
it
the
just
reason
seemed
why.
kind
Really
of weird,
pop.
like out of context and stuff. It just seemed like not with the times. I don't know. It seemed like kind of weird the way it was placed, like the time
Like
the
zone.
time?
Yeah, the timestamp.
like the time
Yeah.
or whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
timestamp.
Well, it was kind of odd.
It felt like a
because
long movie.
She was how old when she was like when her mom died?
Like what? I don't know, 7.
So
9,
I would say
maybe?
like
9,
double digits,
probably
like
9.
10 or 12.
so then how old is she? Yeah, she's got to be
Like
because
19,
like
20?
it's still the 70s when she becomes whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
So-
they like have like the year trade on
It's in
screen
the
at some
I
point?
didn't.
I don't remember.
When she's an
it,
adult,
but-
it's the
Yeah.
70s, like the
Yeah.
punk rock era.
It's got to be.
That's why there's like Led Zeppelin and Rolling
Yeah.
Stones music.
And they
all
really
that.
drive it home with all the music that
Yeah.
they put in.
The
And it
music
was-
they have a really good soundtrack.
They had a very
it
good
was-
soundtrack.
It was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good.
I was like vibing the
It's a
whole
really
time.
good soundtrack.
So
I was
with
like, yeah.
so what I was gonna say earlier, what were your guys' favorite parts about it? Like if there's a specific scene that you liked or they did well.
Every scene with the Baroness,
Hmm.
because the Baroness is amazing and she steals every single scene. I feel like my favorite scene with her. Okay, it was when she had the two like gentlemen in the room with her, and Estella was bringing her like cucumber like slice in triangles lunch, whatever. Who cares? And she basically told the guy, "You're fat and ugly, and you're an irresponsible man. Your sales are down like 15%, and your hairline fucked up." And I'm like, dang, dude.
Yeah, she read them to Phil.
Well, the
She
good
don't
the,
take no
the cool
prisoners.
thing is that if you look at her, she's like, I mean, not to be like, it connects with the 101 Dalmatians. The only way it connects to that show is that the main villain and there's dogs,
That's it.
but that's
Yeah.
kind of it.
This movie's like it stands on
It's
its
a
own.
backstory.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's kind of one of those things where you watch it and you're like, I really don't think she's gonna end up turning out the way that she does in 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
really
think
doesn't. Like I feel
I
like they
mean-
try to do that and it just doesn't. They
She
doesn't
did kind of
execute.
go through a psychotic break,
Her
so
psych-
it kind of matches that way.
Yeah, like her psychotic
Yes.
break was when she was like, "I want revenge for my mommy,
Yeah.
who's not my mommy."
Yeah, but then she goes back to normal
basically,
basically
yes.
when she like is like, I'm sorry for being like a jerk to you guys. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she-
like,
Well, that's the Disney
So-
part coming out.
So does she
kinda
go back to normal after like she gets out and saves?
She
her two
goes
friends
back to
from the-
normal when it's like convenient, and it like she kind of just breaks character,
I guess.
which was awkward. It felt awkward when she was like she busted her buddies out of prison, like after
Oh, that was a good
she was
scene.
being like a total like a-hole to them, you know, and then she's like, "Please come back, please come
well,
back."
it's also because she grew up with them, they're family to her, but also she needed help. So like you might as well just say sorry just to get extra help.
But yeah, it's like you treated they're your family. You didn't treat them that way because you had to put on this whole persona, especially in front of them. Like,
Why
I don't
did-
know.
Why were all the dogs CGI? I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a single real dog in the movie.
It was so funny. They looked
It's
so
probably-
all
weird.
CGI?
I
It was
think
all-
probably
so,
cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah,
to
you can
actually
tell,
have
look at-
Dalmatians.
Well,
I
the
don't
thing
know.
is
But
that
not
they
the
always try to
Dalmatians,
go
like-
for like expressions in the dogs' faces. So like if you looked at
Disney.
some of the dogs' faces, it's just kind of like.
Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't
that.
have noticed it if,
like that
they
one
didn't
time
point
when
it
one of the
No,
dogs was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's
You know.
it's no, it's super like, ugh, and they're like so stretchy for like no reason and like.
yeah.
ugh.
No, he's right.
Like
They
the,
look
like
kinda
no like the
stretchy.
like the Dalmatians like I remember in the beginning scene when they're growling like their faces are just like
Yeah, they
like, mesh, and you're like-
just looked like rubber. Like it was like bending my reality.
I
It
didn't
felt
like it.
uncanny.
also the beginning part. I mean, I gotta at least bring this
What was
up
wrong with the
because
beginning
I
part?
straight up
What was
I
wrong?
thought it was so stupid.
Depending on what it is, I might
Oh, I
agree
think
with
I know
you.
what
When the
talking
dog
about.
runs up and just knocks her over the ledge,
Yeah.
knocks the mom over, and she just kind of
She just
stands
took it.
there and is like, oh,
She
and
just took it.
falls. Dude, that's like what? Like a 4-foot high ledge?
Yeah.
How hard is it? Like if you're like 5 foot, like whatever, like.
She seems small too. How the frick does she fall over so easily?
Does the Baroness?
She just went like.
Yeah.
She had to have jumped.
Does the Baroness work out? Because like she straight up is just like, and then like both of them fall over with relative ease.
She
like,
basically just goes like this. She's just like, boop, and then you're like over the edge.
Granted, Estella, like, probably
she probably like threw herself over.
Yeah. But the mom, really, like the dogs were just like ultimate strength.
You could have dodged, like fight or flight. There was no fight or flight. It was just stand.
Also, the part with the little chihuahua with the
eye patch.
Yeah.
Why the heck did it have an eye patch?
I thought it was kind of
from a different movie almost.
I don't know.
It's definitely Disney.
It was kind of dumb, but they have the part where they like steal the dogs and like it's running into the like van. What if the guy straight up like didn't open up the thing? That dog would just like gotten mauled in the back of that van.
He goes into like the muffler.
Yeah, it's just
It's set on fire.
And also what is the dog? What is the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
The dog that she finds in the beginning, is that the one that grows up?
The stray? Yeah, I think so.
There's no way because that dog it
would have been so old.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a puppy when she was a kid.
Because what you're trying to explain to me is that she basically it's been 10 years essentially. That dog is not dead.
The dog is immortal.
Also, did they have the Chihuahua too?
I think so.
How is that
the
Chihuahua?
Chihuahua would be gone.
Chihuahuas live for a long time, but like no, that dog looked like it
looked
was
young
buried
as heck.
alive.
I feel like you're right because that dog would totally been dead.
Both of them.
Well, they both would have been like extremely
since
old.
it's still alive. There is a dog in the first movie, like 101 Dalmatians, called the Colonel, who looks kind of like that dog. So I was thinking, what if that's the Colonel?
Yeah.
And he actually is an immortal being.
He's an immortal being.
He's an immortal being.
I am a god.
Colonel
But also,
the Twilight
dog
Park.
spelled backwards.
God.
But also the
gaudy?
two thieves that like she kind of befriended or
Jasper and Horace?
like grouped together with.
Yeah.
Like it kind of matched up with the two thugs that were, like worked for her.
Well, that's who they're supposed to be. Yeah.
It was kind of like cool the way that happened.
Also, excuse me, those dogs, the Dalmatians. Like I know I'm really hooked on the dogs, but like that's like the main thing that connects the movie.
You really like encapsulated.
But yeah, it's called a dog cast. Those Dalmatians should be dead if they're the same Dalmatians from like like in the beginning. Unless she's just like they're dead and she's just like I'll just rename them.
No, she breeds them like crazy. That's why she has just so many just lying around.
They're kind of a very minor. I mean, like yeah, they have a part in the movie, but as far as like major or minor, they're fairly minor. I mean, they eat the necklace and poop it out, and
they kill her mother.
Did they ever poop it out?
Yeah. The bald guy had it.
Oh my god, I thought it was
like one of the dogs got caught in the fire.
The entire time that bald guy, I felt like he was in on it. Like he would talk to the mother or like
who is that bald guy?
John.
Like the actor.
Oh, I don't remember his name. He was in Kingsman.
He was in
His last
Kingsman.
name's Strong.
He was in a lot of stuff. Actually.
Yeah. The whole time we were watching the movie, I thought he was in on it because like something just didn't add up right. Because he was just like he didn't like throw the child out. He was just kind of escorting her, like in the beginning, and then throughout the movie, I feel like he just kind of knew like who she was. So
he did know who
she was. He did, but like with the red hair, like I feel like he like kind of was like, hey, something's clicking.
Well, you said something about that scene where he he shows up in the fire.
Oh yeah, I thought that was supposed to be the Artie, the guy in the store.
Oh,
I thought that was him.
In the store?
Because because he was helping them.
The guy who looks like David Bowie. Sorry.
Yeah, he was helping them with like designing, all this stuff. Like he was a part of like their group, but he didn't get captured. So I was like, oh, he probably just got like he hid. They didn't capture him.
Back to his store.
Well, either way, I thought that was him. And then I was like, oh, it's definitely Artie. And then it ended up being John. And I was like,
I thought he was. That. I thought like they were gonna show the part when he was like gonna like reveal the like big reveal. I was sure gonna be like he's the dad.
I would have hated that.
I would have. I wouldn't
have liked that.
Please, it would be so funny if I was right. I thought it was, but I mean at the very least I got half of it right. That it was him that was there. but you can kind of tell
Yeah.
he had a very shiny head in that.
I find his character kind of interesting because he's not related to Estella in any way.
No, he's
He's
just
just
one of
like-
the workers.
He, like,
What is he, like the
saved her
butler to the
life.
Baroness?
No, I think he was
Like,
just like an
right-hand
assistant
man?
or something. I'm
And
not like an assistant. Like she had like so many assistants just like proddling around her.
Why did he help Estella?
Oh, because he probably
'cause
felt
he-
bad.
Did he not like?
He's the one
Baroness?
that delivered. No, not delivered. He's the one that like was gonna get rid of the child, is what
Yeah.
the Baroness told him to do, but
Yeah.
he
Supposed
just
to kill
like
her.
He
gave,
couldn't do
like,
it.
Yeah, he just gave her like the Estella to a different lady and just was like, "Hey, hide her, please."
The odd thing that I thought was kind of weird is he has the little chest, and he pulls out. And he's like, "This is the deed or whatever. This is the
No, she said it was
the
your
birth certificate or whatever. Like this is like your
This is your
rights."
proof to your inheritance.
Yeah. Why does he have that? Why doesn't the Baroness
Yeah.
have it?
Well, she
Also, why
Because
was
the
that
Baroness doesn't
forged?
want her
Also,
to
why was that
inherit it.
forged if she
No, no,
wanted
no.
the child to be dead or something? Or...
But that's the thing. Like,
Well, here's what I imagine. She was probably like, right-hand man,
yeah.
take this piece of paper and burn it. And then the guy was
Or-
like,
or-
okay, sure. And then he put it in a box and was like, I'm not gonna
Or
burn
maybe he had it because he was like, here, fake her death or something. He was supposed to write the death date. I don't know if he did or not. It's just weird.
it. Well,
Because people knew she was pregnant because it was like 9 months, so they'd be like, "Oh, what happened to the baby?"
She's
like
dead.
Kim Kardashian, where she's like, is it Kim Kardashian who I'm thinking of, who wears the
You're
corset?
asking the wrong person.
There was some celebrity who wore a corset when they were pregnant, and like the picture,
It sounds like Kim Kardashian.
yeah, and
I
the
don't
picture
follow
that
any
they showed
celebrities.
like after it was just like, I can only imagine that baby looks like just like all smushed in. That's sad, but
Note
like,
yourself, don't
looks
wear
like
a corset while
flounder.
pregnant.
yeah, please don't wear a corset while you're pregnant, especially you, John. It'd be funny if there was somebody named. Sorry.
probably like
All
a
the
quarter of
Johns
the
watching
male
this, like,
population in America.
Okay.
Well,
Why would John get pregnant? John's a dude, unless there's
Unless
a girl named
biologically,
John.
He is
He-
not.
Joanna.
he
All
lost
right,
all.
we're going a little off topic.
One day he lost all that weight, so I'm thinking that John may be hiding something. Sorry, I'm keep on going.
All right, enough about John. So, I don't say. I'm just
So,
trying to
John.
distract.
I got another
Okay.
question for you guys.
All right, you got a
Mhm.
question?
Go ahead.
All right, so
Put the camera
why
on.
didn't the Baroness?
You can switch your camera.
I switched it. Why didn't the Baroness have black and white hair just like Cruella had?
I mean, it's like other like.
they say it was a birth defect?
deficiencies.
It
Like,
could
when
be.
We
born,
were
like-
never told anything about like
I have
her
a theory.
hair being a birth
I have
defect.
a theory.
And
What
if
if they
it-
did mention
it's
it?
just a weird
A
like
game theory.
thing to have. Like, how would your half your head be like white?
I mean, it's
or-
also like
but-
how some people have half skin color.
Yeah.
Or like their eyes
That's
are
true,
one
I guess.
color.
It-
Or they have like
I
a,
mean, it's also like, if the Baroness didn't have it, I mean, that makes sense because it could have been just like a recessive thing or like a mutation
Yeah.
in her genes that just had like happened. And
like some people have like, you know,
2 eye colors.
like a
Yeah,
lack of
like that,
melanin
too.
in certain parts of their skin.
Well,
like,
all I have to say is throughout the movie, I saw that the Baroness had she always had like wraps around her
Yeah,
hair, and then
yeah.
it always kind of looked like her
Oh.
hair was like colored as well. Like I'm pretty sure she had different colored hair in different scenes.
It would have been cool if they shown that.
Maybe.
no. Okay, so I have a theory. I was gonna tell you. I think she just wears a killer weave.
what?
I mean, she does wear like a lot of wigs. Like they
She
do.
wore
I think they
wigs.
show her
Yeah,
like
then she
natural
wears-
hair.
I think
though. It's,
she
like,
wears
really
just
short.
wigs.
It's like in one scene, but
I don't
but
know if
like,
that's
like
for
you were
sure.
saying,
Those are
Jack,
some-
if they did kind of like try and explain
I don't-
why her hair was like half black and half white, then like
Yeah,
they
they
would have
should have
gotten really
done that.
scientific though, and like people would be like, well, actually, science says that is incorrect, and they would have like tried and science
I don't
fact
need
it.
game theory board coming out here and
So
trying
they
to
just
tell.
kind of like didn't talk about it.
I still
know.
think that would have been useful in the movie, just have like an explanation of why her hair was like that. But I
They
don't know.
kind of they kind of half-assed it. They were just like,
Yeah, that's something that they could have improved on in the movie.
All right. I mean, so why did they make the Dalmatians like the most hated characters in the movie though? They made them like their personal like attack dogs to the Baroness.
They
I
made
guess
them,
to
like,
make it
brutal
understandable
ruffians.
why that why Cruella wanted to make them into coats later, which is really kind of stupid.
knew
Like
they were gonna
thinking
do
about
that.
it, but like so the part where she shows up with the coat, I knew they weren't gonna really do that. That's really dark for like a kid's show or
I knew
kids
she was gonna
movie.
show up in like a coat, not being that it was actually the Dalmatians, but like something like that because she wears that in the original.
Yeah, but also she did kill puppies in the original. So
Yeah,
like,
she killed puppies
it
in the
makes
original
sense.
when it was rated G.
She didn't kill puppies.
No,
She
she
did.
killed them and used
What?
their skins. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
that's
She
the
was,
original
That's where
she
I got
story.
the
announced
idea
it
for
when
the-
she went to the family's household. She was like, "Oh, I love furs. I can't get enough furs. I just love killing animals and having
And
furs."
isn't that like how they get fur?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kill
Yeah,
Yeah,
animals.
but they
So-
don't.
and
They
skin
don't
them.
walk up to Fido and they're just like.
She even
Yeah,
dude,
but
she even
I-
said she was like, "Oh, you make such nice coats." That's why she
Yeah, I
bought like
remember that.
99 dogs to
Yeah.
make a nice coat out of them.
Yeah, but she didn't.
But the
use
reason
all
why
of
she
them.
didn't kill the dogs is because she wanted to, like, she was like, everyone needs a villain in the story, and she was like, I'm willing to be that person, which I think she's like, if she was like going crazy and she was like, yeah, killing dogs is like not okay.
It's my pastime.
That's okay. I'll still root for her.
20 years roll around. The season has changed. It's cool now. It's in.
It's a Tinder bio. I'm 26. I go to Melbourne and I kill dogs for fun.
I turn them into coats.
Corella's
Here's my
new
Snapchat.
collection, dogs.
Make them into stew.
You really wanted that? Yeah, I really want some new shoes. Come here, Chihuahua. You slip them on like Crocs.
No.
Oh,
All
All
right.
right,
Oh,
checking
no.
any questions.
The
Do
eye
you have
patch
any
dog.
other questions so I can
What
stop?
happened to
we
the eye
need-
patch
I
dog?
like
So I'm
put
talking
some
about
notes down.
croc
There's
dogs.
I'll
no
let you know
notes
when I
have.
think of some
She
more.
turned the eye
Okay.
patch chihuahua into Crocs.
Man, I really need a new rug. That Labradoodle is really cute.
Oh.
Alright, so like Corella's like different outfit like statements. Like the one part of the movie, whenever like she showed up, like with the dress like on top of her car, and then she like came out like the garbage truck and it was all flowing.
She was packing the dump truck.
Packing
Anyways.
in the dumpy.
But what did y'all think of it? Like, did you like enjoy those scenes?
I
or-
thought that was pretty cool. All the different dresses were very like interesting and stylish.
Yeah, they're unique. And
I'm a
I
boy,
enjoyed
by
it.
the
What
way.
were your
I don't
guys'
know nothing
favorite
about
dress?
dresses.
Well, I can't remember, but
I
the
remember two of
dresses were
them.
really extravagant, and it showed a lot of her Estelle style. But the whole time, I was thinking, like, how, like, doesn't she show like her like fashion sense to the Baroness? So wouldn't it cross over to be like, these are
I think
similar?
she
I've
yeah,
seen this
you have a
somewhere.
point, yeah.
Like I feel like she did some of the dresses in like the workshop.
And that's the
so-
thing. She finds out, but she only finds out like because like like Estella was with those
And I-
one guys, and she connected it through her friends. She doesn't connect it through her style, which is kind of really.
Oh, you know, her face.
Yeah, that's kind of
Or
She
her
doesn't.
face.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in the movie, she doesn't actually realize it's Estelle till the very end, right?
yeah.
I thought that was so stupid.
I think she
Like
knew
the
but she was
Baroness is
playing
supposed to be
along.
like this, like Sigma
Oh yeah, that's
female,
true.
like super genius. You know, it's like super smart because Cruella is also super smart. That's where she gets it from. But she doesn't figure out that she's Cruella just from like her style of fashion.
And yeah, like
I
it
thought
was so
she was
dumb.
onto her like in like the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
When like after Cruella goes to the ball and like shows her up, and then like she sees her in the alleyway like writing art and whatnot, and
Oh,
she
yeah, I
has
thought she
guys
was
like
screwed at
come
that
and like
point.
apprehend her, and she's like,
Yeah,
"You're
I thought
writing."
I thought that was when she busted her too.
Yeah, same. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's actually like savage." Like, you're
21
right.
Savage.
You're
Actually
making
she's
you're making
21
fashion
Savage.
art on my alley, which I bought.
Yeah.
So your art is my art. Like,
Yeah, when she
that's
said
not
that,
what I wanted you to say. That's not what I wanted you to say at all. I was
Like,
like,
we're toasting
"You're
to me."
Cruella."
It's so like it's such a basic. Like,
yeah, it was just like
villain
you're
line.
drawing things and you're holding back on me.
How dare
This
you.
is
And
now
then-
mine.
Okay, wait. I'm not done ripping into the Baroness because I
Continue.
like the Baroness. I really try to like her, but the last scene where all the people look like Cruella, and Cruella like pokes her with the needle. And
Yeah, how
takes
did she not
takes
feel
the
that?
whistle, and she's like, "Cruella's here. I can feel it. Really? You can feel it?"
Yeah,
When
also-
She just poked you with a
she just
needle.
poked her with a needle. No shit, you can feel
I don't
it.
understand the part where she's like, she's somewhere like before that, but she's like, oh, I have to like find her. Cruella's the only one who's wearing eyeshadow and
Lipstick.
and
Yeah,
lipstick.
like she
How is
sticks
she
out like
not
a
just
sore
like,
thumb?
like she's like sitting there and they're like, where is she? And she's like, her. And then like, how do you not see her? She's straight up and she she doesn't make it like, oh, she's hiding in plain sight to where she's like kind of standing there. Like she's like hiding behind people.
Yeah,
and
her
it's
hair
just,
is
like,
also different too.
Yeah,
like,
she's the only one with curled hair. And
the other's like obviously a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's probably like good camouflage because everybody else is wearing like the same kind of color hair, but there are some major outliers that would like get her busted easily.
Also, the part where she's in the ball and she takes the match.
Yeah, wouldn't she like get burned at all?
Dude,
like,
oh
That
my
was
god.
sick though.
They were showing
that was a really
like,
cool scene.
Her friend like playing with the matches and like burning like up that like paper, whatever it was, or the cloth.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew like I watched the trailer, so I knew that scene was gonna happen. I was like, oh yeah, that's why they do that, because he knows how to do it. But
How funny
pretty
would it
cool,
be
though.
to just like
Also, I thought the scene where we're kind of jumping all over the place, but it's fine. The scene where Cruella is beating the henchman with her cane was kind of awkward because like
it was
what?
very
What?
stiff.
I
know
feel
what you're
like they
talking
missed
about.
out on a lot of opportunities in that fight
Oh,
for
that
like to
fight
show her
scene,
being like
yeah.
vicious. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
could have made her wear stilettos and she could have just like stepped on a
oh
guy's
my God,
foot
that
and it
would've
go right through his
so
like
sad.
big
Yeah,
or like
she also was-
middle toe.
She was also talking during that whole thing. She was like doing a whole monologue and like during the ball with.
It's very cheesy.
She had a lot of
I was like,
monologues.
what the heck is she even saying? It just didn't make any sense. And the Baroness was just like staring at her. If they really wanted her kicked out, they would have just tackled her.
Yeah. Also, yeah, there was like 5. It's that age-old rule where it's like there's 6 of you and there's one of them. Like, they're like, oh, why don't we all just go individually? Just pummel her.
Yeah, just
Like-
go all in.
Like,
What are they
Combat.
doing?
They're going
just
in one at a
stalling
time
that
like
point.
it's Fight Club.
yeah, you gotta take her on one at a time. It's a woman. You just got hit in the face with a cane.
Round 1.
Just take the cane, just like.
Round 2.
Yeah, and then she like told her to sit down too, and they were talking and having a conversation for some weird reason. She was like, "Why didn't you just kick her out instead?" And she was like, "I'm gonna call the police on you." What?
Also,
That was not a Baroness.
I know when
move.
you're
No,
when you're
that was
wearing
so
a mask,
stupid.
like it's sometimes harder to tell like who a person is, but like you can tell by a person's eyes who they are if you've stared at them long enough.
But in movies, that doesn't apply ever. It never
Superman,
applies.
come on, like you put on
He
glasses,
puts,
it
puts
doesn't
on
work.
glasses and he's
Batman.
Clark.
Exactly.
But it doesn't work.
Takes them off and he's Cal. They just rearrange
Cal.
the L and take the K out.
Oh,
Cal
this movie
Clark.
also reminded me of like The Devil Wears Prada, where it's like the like CEO or like the main character or something is like really mean, and then there's like someone tries to upscale them or like take them out or something. So it gave me that kind of vibe as well.
Yeah.
I've
So,
never seen it, but
I
I
know-
can kind of tell what you mean. They do that in quite a lot of movies and
Mhm.
shows.
I
It
know this
reminded
is
me of a couple of movies though too.
I know this is a dumb complaint, just because I have dumb complaints about movies. But the part where the guy's like, "Oh, it's Devil," and his friend's like, "Oh, it's pronounced Deville," and they're talking about the car. Deville is a Cadillac, and that was a Rolls Royce. That just bothered me. And I'm watching it, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I know that's a stupid complaint. Shut up. I can complain about stuff.
Rolls Royce DeVille.
But you know what I mean.
No, we don't.
I also
Okay.
didn't know
I
she
don't
got her
know.
last name from a car, so
I didn't either.
that was
Cruella,
interesting.
'cause
Did they
she's
like
cruel
plan
and
that? Like,
DeVille,
did
'cause
like
she's
originally
the
in the
devil.
like first movie, did they like make that like a thing, or did they?
Mhm.
Think
I don't
of
know,
it,
but
like,
I
here?
think the cars are the same. They tried to make them like similar designs.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it was kind of clever to use that, but I don't think that was the reason why they called her DeVille. I think they just want to call her Devil, but
Yeah.
they're like, I
Mhm.
don't think we could do that, and they're
It's
like, DeVille.
Cadillac.
I never caught on to that as a child, but
And then then the movie comes around and it's like, we told you to use a Cadillac, you idiot. Why is
Yeah,
it a
but they
Rolls
did it-
Royce?
they did it in-
I
Wait.
mean, it makes it like us talk about it though, so people want to watch the movie more. So
Did they ever show?
Yeah.
Did they ever show the mansion in 101 Dalmatians?
I
It
don't
doesn't
know. Wrong
look
person.
like-
You gotta ask that guy.
It
right
does
there.
not look like the mansion in Cruella.
Is it called Hell Hall?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's
after,
cool.
because she takes off the other part of, what was it before Hell Hall?
Does anyone
Like Hellman or
remember?
something.
I don't know what it was. We'll put
I
an
don't know.
image
I
up
think it
on
was, like,
screen.
Hellman.
But yeah, they show her taking it down and it turning into Hell
I'll
Hall.
see if I can find
And
it.
it's also called Hell Hall in the first movie.
So, something that was kind of dumb to me is like her two friends stick around. If it goes the same way in 101 Dalmatians, they kind of get abused.
Yeah.
Those two people are fairly smart as is and on their own, why don't they just leave her? Like, I don't know.
Who?
The two henchmen they have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I understand the whole thing of like friendship, and she's really a nice person deep inside. No, because she's manipulative and
I mean,
mean.
but also,
Well, maybe
like,
in the original
guys,
movie
though,
she pays them. I don't know.
But she can't do anything without them. If they straight up are just like, and then just leave.
It's also like what the guys enjoy though. Like whenever she got that job, they're like, all right, like
What's the angle? Yeah,
What's
they're
the
trying to like
they were so
get-
on that.
yeah, get things
So
out of it.
It's not just her who's like really into it. She's probably more so, but
It was like a give and take relationship almost.
yeah, they're similar in that way.
And it just stopped being a give and take relationship, and they're like,
Sorry.
bruh.
I mean, towards like the kind of end, they were just like, we can't handle this anymore, and that's why they kind of got arrested, or I don't know, it was something like leading up to them being in prison, and they're just like,
Well,
we
they're
can't
in prison
believe
because they
her.
got caught.
Yeah, but they were like, or they were kind of hating on her too, so like they were kind of like done at that
Like,
point.
this is your fault.
I
Once
like
they figured out like why, like that the Baroness is her mother, the guy's
Yeah.
like, oh, that explains a lot.
And they're like,
then they
"Fine,
forgave
we'll
her.
help."
She uses the "she's my real mom" and the power of friendship card, and they're just like, okay, you got me.
So earlier you said that like we were talking about the music. Something cool that they did. You know the part when she's like driving away from the ball and they play Stone Cold Crazy. It's such a cool
Who-
scene. So
Who's that by?
Queen.
That's
So
a Queen
yeah,
song?
so they play that and you're like, yeah, and then it kind of like cuts off short and you're like, oh well, that was. It was like a
Didn't
really
get to the
cool
good part.
scene that they showed in it, and like there was no like, I don't know what's the word, tension, because there was nobody chasing her. She was just driving, like,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
she's
yeah,
just running
like,
into stuff.
chasing them so much
Yeah,
better.
and if there was like police chasing her and she's driving
Even,
away
like,
and it was like
gunfire,
maybe like a
too.
couple more minutes like longer, that would have been great. But it kind of just had no.
Yeah. Like,
No,
I would
definitely-
understand if it was just her in the car and she's like jacked up on adrenaline, just driving
Yeah.
like mindlessly. But she's got her buddies in the car and they're like, all right, that's enough. All right, you can stop now. Stop driving.
Yeah.
Stop the car.
Yeah, but a lot of cool, like in a lot of the scenes, they tied music to like what it, like the name of the song or what the song is about. Like it tied to like the scene.
Yeah, and like her expressions as well.
Yeah.
I think Emma Stone, the way she portrayed like her going mad and crazy and how like she
very good.
did that whole thing, I think it really elevated it just a
But
little
there's
bit.
there's a part where they use a song that's really weird. Why did they use Car Wash? And that's
The
such a
car
rant. They're
wash?
like, we
Car
need to find.
wash?
Yeah,
Wait,
like
when?
yeah, like.
Oh, I
"Welcome
remember
to
that,
the
yeah.
Car wash, and you're
I
just
think
like.
that was when they were trying to like they were like making dresses.
Yeah,
So
but it
I was
doesn't
like,
make sense.
what?
You're like, why play? You can
Maybe
use
it's just a
any.
well-known song, I don't
You
know.
have all
There
of
was the
these
off-guard.
70s like songs that you could use, and you just go with Car Wash.
It reminded me of that
Why?
Fishtail movie.
Yeah, no, I immediately was just
I
like,
was like,
Will
Fishtail.
Smith is gonna show up, yay!
Bad boys.
Bad boy. Yeah,
Dun-dun.
but that was. I like the music. I listened to that playlist when I was driving.
I want to
to work
find
the other day.
that cover of the Whole Lotta Love song by Led Zeppelin.
It's not that good.
I thought it
It's-
was good.
I mean, you might, but
I
go
liked
on
it.
Spotify. It's
I don't know about the rest of it. Like,
I
what did
mean-
they do for the whole like part where it's just Bonzo on the drums and
I don't-
Jimmy Page go on the
I
violin?
don't
Like,
know. Listen to the song.
I'm gonna listen to the song.
Sorry, we're talking too much about music. We're not music mix.
And
we're
dogs.
music.
colors everywhere.
Well,
Well,
Combs her
She
hair
talks more about dogs than music, so I think we're fine.
like a rainbow.
Okay.
The camera's not even. Anyway,
I just want to mention, like, we're talking about that, like, driving scene about with her, and, like, when she drifts around that corner, I enjoyed that shot so much, because it's from, like, the original. like, I
I
saw
was
the
thinking that the whole
trailer,
time.
It made me so excited to see it, because I was like, they're incorporating parts from the original, and
Yeah.
it's going to make it so good. Like, the letters.
Bro, she's
with, like,
such a
the
bad
Dalmatians'
driver.
name. Was that her first time
I
driving?
feel like that's
I don't
the,
know.
that's
That's
the
her
only
first time
reason.
driving. That makes
No,
so
no,
much
no.
I
sense.
think so. She was
Listen.
just so
That's
chaotic.
That's
first
the-
time driving. I want to be them.
Yeah,
That
she did-
season, that scene is more annoying now that I think of it, because that's the only reason why that scene is there, where she's driving like shit, is because she drives like shit in the original movie.
Yeah,
They're like,
she does.
We have to have the parallel. We have to have a line up with the original movie.
But she goes around that corner really well. I mean, granted she hits something on her way out.
She hits a lot of things.
But she like on that first shot that you said when she drifts around the corner, that's kind of hard to do. And she's never driven before. Excuse me.
I don't think that was her driving.
Well, obviously not.
Obviously
no,
driving. No, it wasn't
recording
Emma
it.
Stone driving the.
I'm just saying, like,
But
that
it
would
was
have been even
Cruella.
cooler if I was like, wow, Emma Stone did her own,
Well, because
her own shots.
in the
I mean, you never know.
in
It was
101
Cruella.
Dalmatians,
be
the
cool.
roof comes off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm asking the wrong person
The roof
again.
comes off and the hood comes off and like the exhaust pipes are flaming and her eyes are like bloodshot red and she's like "Argh," driving and then she crashes into her own guys and she's like, you idiots, you crashed into me, like you crashed into us.
Oh, that was so funny.
Did she die in
No.
101 Dalmatians?
No,
That's why there's a second one.
What happened?
she's in the second movie.
There's a second one?
Yeah,
Have you
I've
not
been
heard the
saying
first, like,
that.
10 minutes of the podcast? We talked about the prior movies.
Okay. I'll
All
watch
right.
it. You've convinced me.
You have to watch them all, but you don't have to watch the live action one.
I have to watch each Dalmatian. There's
Every
101 of them.
You have to learn their names and what favorite frozen yogurt they like.
Pongo, Congo,
Bongo, Congo.
That's the
Rongo,
main dog.
Ringo, Dingo,
Rango.
John Lennon.
Rango.
John Bonham.
Oh,
Now we're
boy.
just naming
Sorry for the
rock
long
stars.
pauses. You
All right.
have you have more
Savior than
topics to
here,
talk
so
about.
I
I mean,
am
I got another
literally.
question if you guys.
You
want.
got another
Yes,
shoot,
go right
shoot,
ahead,
please, thank you.
All right. So, how does Cruella become the like villain in like the upcoming movies? So you know how it left off in this movie where she gave 2 puppies to I believe it was John and the guy who pretty much saved her life in the beginning. It was like a
No,
motion-
she
Wasn't
gave
it
it
a
to the
lawyer?
lawyer, the old
yeah,
lawyer.
his name was
Lawyer.
John, right?
No, that
No.
was the bald guy. The lawyer was the one with the beard.
There's a lot
Oh,
of Johns
Yeah.
in this
Anyways,
movie.
she gave away 2 like cute puppies to these 2 guys, and it seemed like out of a motion of like kindness.
Yeah.
So, you know, how does she become like the villain where she like wants to, you know?
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
why I think
So-
that they're
Bad.
gonna. They may end up making a second movie. Like they haven't like
If they make
announced
a
it at
second
all, but
movie-
like they could, because they could show her going more crazy or
And that-
Actually killing dogs.
And
if
that
they
would-
make
yes.
a second movie with Emma Stone when Cruella is old, how are they gonna put those big ass cheekbones on Emma Stone? Because
I mean,
Cruella in the
they
old
made
movie
like
has like these
Angelina like Jolie,
ugly
whatever.
things on her
Like
chin.
from Maleficent, like they made like her face
Prosthetics.
like.
That's
for
gonna look weird.
Angelina Jolie.
I don't.
Okay, but obviously
They
they're
use
not gonna use
Angelina Jolie.
exactly Angelina like Jolie's like cheekbones and like.
But it works with
whatever.
Angelina
She's
Jolie
perfect.
because she's
Oh my
like
God,
she
yeah.
she's got those natural like cheekbones.
Yeah,
that
but
just
that's
work.
also with like makeup too.
No,
Yeah.
they add.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to duct tape like I don't know.
Yeah,
pyramids
no,
on
they're
her
gonna get
cheeks.
duct tape and they're just gonna like.
I'm Cruella or something.
Yeah, that's
But
how
no,
she talks.
In the original movie, she's not like a twist villain or anything. She's kind of just introduced with a song. Whatever the dude's name is, she's singing a song about a Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil.
Oh, wasn't that like last song?
Yeah,
like,
they-
Yeah, that was the
scene?
last song.
He was
Yeah.
playing that for the last scene.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I think it's just trying to get the crazy like, oh, this is the Cruella we all know. She's a psychopath.
Which
I don't
also means that she gave the 2 people that she knew puppies, and she is then going to
Steal.
later on go and try to steal them and their puppies and then murder them, which is
Well, she's
whatever.
trying to breed
You do
them
you.
to make
So effed
coats.
up.
And in the original film, it wasn't just their family. Like, what are the 2 people's names? Because I keep forgetting. The guy who plays piano, and then
Ringo and Dingo.
okay, I'll just call him Ringo and
It was
Dingo.
the reporter and the
Ringo and
ex-lawyer.
Dingo, who have
Oh, yeah.
Pongo and Dongo dogs. You know, that's not her only source of like Dalmatian puppies.
Yeah, where'd she get the puppies though?
She
too?
gets them
like,
from
where the
other
heck-
people. She got them from other people because Pongo or Ringo and Dingo had like 15 puppies, and then she had 99 other puppies or something, or like I don't know, 75 other puppies from like other people who she bought them from. So I don't know. She's like
It's
she
just
got
better.
connections.
Honestly, I don't know, man. That's for a different movie.
She know how to make them coats.
Is there any other main points that we have that we would like to bring up about this movie?
I got another question.
You got another
Go
question?
right ahead, Jack.
This might be the last one.
Uh-oh.
But so in the scene in the end where it's like the confrontation scene where
That's all, folks.
The Baroness.
The Baroness. She is confronting Stella by the the famous
The wall. The little
the
ledge.
famous ledge where like, millions of people have died off of.
Apparently, like,
Dalmatians.
she murdered a lot of people.
Yeah, when she
How
was
are you
like,
not gonna
she's
cover
like,
that?
more specific.
Exactly.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Anyways, how did like all the people at the party just quietly like walk outside?
Oh
just
my
stand
gosh.
there
I mean,
so
also, like-
quietly to where she did not realize that like over like 100 people were just standing there
I guess it's-
staring at her.
Yeah, that kind of confused me. I feel like they should have like made some noise. Like they were still talking.
The ocean was right next to them. Like, do you know how loud, like, the
I
ocean's
mean,
waves?
I
They were hitting
guess.
against, like, the wall or the rocks or whatever was, like, right there. So it was hella loud, and she was, like, focusing in.
They were standing like 15
I don't
feet
know.
away
It just
from
kind of seems stupid the
But
way.
that
I mean,
also-
but
like
if you
that.
also walked, like, into, like, two people just talking, like, a far distance, like, I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, Ma, what's up? Like, I'm
But
just
then
gonna
not a
be,
single
like,
person was like,
watching.
"Is that the Baroness over there?"
Yeah, but that also means that her guards did nothing. They just watched.
That's
She-
true.
Estella could have
her.
straight up just been like, done, and then killed her, and then it would have been over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But she was totally riding on the possibility that the Baroness would push her over the edge. You
Yeah,
know?
what's if she didn't?
Because she was trying to frame her.
She's
If
like,
she
"I've
didn't push
turned
her over
over a
the
new
edge,
leaf."
and they're just like, touching mother-daughter moment, and that was it. She was just like,
Would that mean?
throws herself over the edge.
Yeah, would that mean like her alternative plan is like, she like has him and she's just like,
They look over the edge, and she's in the water, and she's like, "She pushed me."
so wait, did anybody like run over to go and like check if she was okay?
No.
I
Oh.
don't think so. They all
Everybody
stood
just
there.
like slowly walked towards the Baroness, like they're all gonna
if
gang
you saw
up on
someone
her.
die, like, you'd probably be in shock, too.
I don't really want
I
to
wouldn't
go up
run
and see
towards
just a
that
big
person.
I feel like
Or the murderer, even, because they murdered you, too.
I feel like
They give no
like the
fucks.
professionals
gonna-
there would be like, "Oh, she's over the edge. Where'd she go?" or something. Everybody was in shock.
Like no one would check if she hung on to something.
Hmm.
It's so.
Also, how in that time from the Baroness getting detained, like how did she go from the bottom of the cliff to, like up over the cliff
Yeah,
into
true.
a car as Cruella? Like how did she have all the time to do that?
That also means that like, so you fall very fast as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So she must have, within the time that she had, she went to the castle, which is difficult because there's security, but let's just say somehow she gets past it. She looks at it and goes, I've skydived before. And that is possible. Because, like, when she's showing it, she's fallen for a good amount of time, and she pulls the parachute. And that begs the question, because like Jack's brought this up before. Like a funny thing about parachutes is it's the only item you can't give a bad review on, because if it doesn't work, nobody can put a bad
there are a lot
review.
of ways in which parachutes
But
don't
that
work.
means that
And themselves.
not only is she a perfect designer, she can guess how to skydive, and she managed to make a parachute right on the first try, which means that two
She's
of those
genius.
things, she could have straight up like pulled the parachute and just go like, and then she's like, oh crap, and then just get impaled
Yeah.
by a rock. And
Or like the parachute works and the gust of wind blowing towards the shore blows her into the cliffside,
she
gets like mangled
that's
by
like
the rocks.
hard water too. It's like rough water. There's no way that she's like staying still, because she gets thrashed about and like.
She could have skinned a knee, let alone get like cut in half by a rock.
Yeah, no,
Like, seriously.
I thought it would have been really funny if she like drifted out too far, and the guy with the boat's just like,
Their boat stalls out and they're like, "Oh, Cruella!"
yeah, like the car drives up and they open the door and she's not in it, and they're like, well, she was supposed to be here.
Like no, Cruella like gets out of the car and she's
Also,
like,
she was
"Why
wet
are you
too, so
Why are you drenched in
Yeah,
water?"
okay. I don't have super long hair. You do.
it takes
It
a
takes
while.
her a while to dry out this hair.
Also, if
The
she
air
had a
dried
wig
in the
on, the
wind.
bottom of the hair would be wet still. So, like, what do you do then? Like, how did she dry it so fast?
She's also an impeccable makeup artist to manage to get
That's
that
true.
done in like 15 minutes.
Artie
But
probably did it.
what did he just take like a
the
makeup
back of
shotgun
the
and was like, and then just like, sorry, but like I have to
thing
suspend.
1 and thing 2, just like.
Yeah, we have to suspend belief when it is a
Movie
movie,
magic.
but like our
Also, it's
I
a
don't know,
Disney
man.
movie.
our
so.
job here is to how far we're over a minute. Our job here is to shit on the
Yeah,
movie.
definitely over a minute.
I mean,
So-
have you ever
I'd
heard of a
say.
hairdryer though? You know.
They didn't have
It's
hair
the
dryers
60s.
in a
Dude,
van.
It's the 70s. So with that said, I guarantee any hairdryer in the 70s had like a 90% chance of exploding. So I guarantee
she stuck her head out the window
Dude,
while
how
they were driving
funny
up the
would
cliff.
how funny would that be? Like she's still in the car and like the car's driving up, but she has to like hair dry like in the car, and all you see in the distance is just like, and, like and then it's just like
I would love a bonus scene where it's just her like getting ready to get out of the car at the top of the cliff, be like, "It's me, Cruella," you know. Like she had to climb over like Horace or whatnot and be like, "All right, I'm doing my makeup. Now I'll get in the driver's seat and then get out of the driver's seat
Yeah.
in front of everybody."
Wait, and also like the guy who picks her up in the boat, that's her friend, right?
Yeah, it's Jasper and Horace.
How does he get down there that fast? He's inside.
Yeah.
Like, did he also parachute down? Which also means that like she had to make two. Which she was.
Imagine if his didn't work though.
Yeah. What if he just like? Oh my god.
Where's my boat?
Oh my god. But
You
it
see
would.
him in the rocks.
But it would be really funny. Like
She's imperiled. He's like, Boromir.
Well,
I've
it'd
been
be.
impaled.
It'd be more funny if it was just like Cruella's in the water, just like waiting like the water, and all she sees is like ah, and then just like fall by her. I don't know. It's just that scene. I didn't think about it enough, but like thinking about it now, it's kind of like a really like come on. Also, those are some really freaking stupid people. Like Estella and Cruella, these people who like didn't know each other at all.
Also, their
like,
names
all-
are so similar.
Yeah.
Also, they have very similar bone structure in their cheeks.
Yeah, and it's
They
like,
look
they have the
similar.
same eye color, and they're in the same place,
They're the same
and they're
height,
both the
the same
design,
weight.
and they
Same
both,
friends.
and they, and
Same color eyes.
what? So what?
And they're never in the same room at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
All right,
Hannah
well,
and Cyrus.
I think we should wrap this up.
you already know what our rating is.
I don't.
Okay, let's get into the ratings, I
Yeah,
guess.
we don't even need to do it. It's already
What?
10 out of 10.
It's already a 10 out of 10. Gold rate. No, wait, that would be a.
10 monkeys out of 20 bananas.
By the way, if I would have this as a surprise, but like it doesn't
No,
matter.
leave it as a surprise.
Leave it as a
Leave it
surprise.
as a
What?
surprise.
You'll find out. Just keep watching. You'll eventually find out.
On
When,
that one
Yes,
special
Commissioner.
when we find a good enough movie, you just got to give us one in the comments and
Yeah.
follow us and check out
Like,
our merch.
follow, and subscribe.
Wait, are we doing the outro now?
First, it's not.
then-
If you
What's
give us enough
happening?
money, we'll start putting out merch.
Did I just pass out or something? Are we already doing the outro?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're like an hour in.
Actually, it's a little inaccurate
What?
because we started like 9
Well,
minutes.
Okay,
before
we're like
that.
Yeah.
50
So-
minutes.
Keep talking.
Oh,
Yeah, keep talking.
I
All right.
stopped
Talking,
that
pal.
after she did the.
Oh my god.
All right, who wants to start with ratings?
All right.
You can.
I'll
Well,
start.
first,
Yeah,
before
you're
we
in the
rate it,
rating
let's
seat.
like talk about like what you liked.
I
the
think
most,
we
what you
talked about
disliked.
enough. No, I'm kidding.
Like, what's one thing that stood out to you as like either like really good scene or like a really like poopy scene? Like what like scene do you remember when you think of the movie?
I really like the car scene. It just the way that like Emma Stone's face when she was driving the car. It was so
Yes.
like I just loved it.
She.
It was just
I-
looked so crazy. She was just like eyes wide open and she was like really like it
The
was
part,
just so
the
funny.
part when she runs into it and like bumps over the curb, I thought it, and like she runs into it, she's like, "I'm such a Gemini."
Oh my god.
Sorry,
Honestly, that's how I drive though.
Honestly,
but
When
such a Leo.
when Estella just decided to say fuck it and was like Cruella's taking over forever, I just thought like if Batman was like, you know what, Bruce Wayne doesn't get shit done, I'm just gonna be Batman. and then Alfred's just like, Master, you've been in your Batman outfit for the past 6 weeks. Are you ever
Get a
gonna
little
change? He's like,
sweaty.
Please wash.
no, Alfred. Bruce Banner, Bruce Banner. Bruce Wayne doesn't get shit done. Batman gets the criminals in prison.
Crime
I'm
is a
Batman
shower.
now forever. So
That's a movie. We might do that.
Wait, what was your favorite
Batman
scene?
Forever.
What's
what
your
was-
favorite
wait, what was
scene?
your favorite scene?
I loved the scene where well, I already said it, but I guess I'll say it again, where she kind of just roasts the two people, like the
Oh
lawyer
yeah,
and
in the office.
the
Baroness.
sales guy.
The Baroness was roasting people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alex.
And I like a scene that like stands out to me. It's just whenever she's a child, like the small little like few minutes, just like her like always being sitting down into like the office chair and like I don't know. I just like always think of that when I think of the movie.
Her always being in trouble.
Yes, and all of like her fashion statements too when she was a child. I love those. They're just so cute.
My favorite. Well, I guess it's true now over a couple scenes, like the montage of her like in different dresses. My favorite dress was the one where she's got like the really long one, where like they cover up the car.
Yeah.
And then
that
the
was my favorite
Baroness's
one.
face is just like peeking
Yeah,
through.
that was a good
That
scene.
is so good.
Hello,
That was
it's
a good
dark in
one.
here.
So
I found your keys.
what do you want to rate it? What do we want to rate it?
Well,
One at a time.
individually.
Okay. You want to start off with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
You or Vicky?
Okay. Well, let's start with Vicky. We go in the usual pattern. We go clockwise or whatever this is. Counterclockwise.
I don't know. For a Disney movie, I would say. I don't know, cause they try to do like backgrounds for like Disney villains, like Maleficent's. Hers was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
I'll agree.
But I don't. This one just. It didn't go up to that level for me, and I still really enjoyed it. It was really good. I would maybe go 7 out of 10.
Okay. Honestly, seeing as how their live action movies have been going, I'd say this one's like the better of like the last 4 live action movies that they've made, like Lion King,
Oh.
Mulan.
Fart
So-
noises.
I had fun watching the movie, but it's easy to see like all of the bad things in the movie in hindsight. So I liked it. I tried to like it a lot, but I can't overlook all the the negatives of the movie, you know. It was super long. The pacing was a little weird. I feel like I say the pacing's a little weird a lot, so I'm going to just lay off that one. You get a pass on that one, Cruella, but
Yeah, pacing.
also, the way they
Yeah,
built
Emma
up
Stone.
Cruella, I didn't really like, because it was just like, she's a Stella, and then she learns, like, oh, she's got my mom's necklace, now I'm Cruella. So, it just kind of was a weird shift from being Estella to going full-on Cruella for the next, like, half of the movie.
She also could have just like never worn that necklace around people.
Yeah.
It's also a really
Yeah.
dumb thing. She has
Really
a
dumb.
safe that's like impossible to break
Obviously,
in.
it's not impossible if they broke into it.
They have a safe that's very difficult
Virtually
to break
impossible.
Except
All
for
right,
if,
what's
like,
your rating,
inside
Nick?
of
So, I'm going to give it probably one of my lowest ratings. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I would recommend watching it if it was like on FX or some like cable TV channel that you can just watch whenever you want, or if it's like, I don't know, on a streaming service that you can pay for, that you've already been paying for, like Disney Plus. Watch it while you're going to bed, but I don't know.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10.
$30 is a little much for it too.
Yeah, we did have to pay $30 to watch it.
But also, like, it was all of us, all like 5 of us, just
So
chilling
yeah,
and watching
I had to
it,
pay
so-
$7
Break the
to watch
fourth
this
wall.
movie.
They'll find out where we live.
Actually, I had to pay $8.
Wait, what? All right, let's continue. Alex, what's your rating?
Alright. Well, I enjoyed it. Like Vicky said, it's pretty good of the Disney villain movies that they've made. I'd say I give it a 14 inverted private school coats out of 21 poopy necklaces.
Too soon.
What does that translate to?
Translate to like an 8.5.
I have to
Taking up the mantle of
Eight
Xavier.
8.5? Is that what you're
Yeah.
giving it? Okay. Jeez, that's
8.5
high.
out of 10.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like as far as like suspending belief of Emma Stone falling out of the sky because of a shoddy parachute. If you ignore the really dumb things about the movie, and focus solely on the fact that like people thought it was gonna be bad due to Emma Stone. I don't know. It was pretty all right. I mean, it was enjoyable. I'm not saying it's worth $30 or going to the movie theater for,
Mhm.
but I'd say it's worth some of your time.
Mhm.
It comes out on Disney Plus for free like August 27th.
One thing I will admit, like we've already talked about it, the soundtrack alone Like, if you're a big music person, you could just watch Cruella for the music alone.
Yeah, that is very good. But I will give it a 6 out of 10. I'll give it I'll give it a 7. I feel like giving it a 6 is too low, but like for all the other like kind of stupid stuff that they put in, that's just kind of like really. It's
It was that bad.
I feel like there were just some scenes in there that were just added just to like set up a sequel if they wanted to do that.
I'll give it a 7.
All right, Jack, you want to give a rating?
Nah.
No? You just okay, great. Well,
So
NA.
What does it get?
I don't know, but it's gonna pop up in the middle.
it's gonna be a
Somewhere.
7.25 out of 10.
All right.
7.25.
Ooh.
Do we want to round that down or round that up?
There it is.
We're generous here.
7.3.
We're
We're gonna round it up. 5 out of 10.
round it down.
Round it down.
2 out of 10.
What
Now
about
I'll
fives?
say MediaMix gives Cruella 7.5 out of 10 for Cruella. Did I say Cruella gives? No, MediaMix. It gives it something.
Boom.
But it's like right
Here's
here.
Right there.
100 Dalmatians out of 10 Dalmatian coats.
All right, guys.
All right.
No.
So we have to do
We
the
got a
outro.
This is
Link
the
dump.
outro.
Ah!
Alright, well, this is MediaMix. Like, subscribe, and
Do all those things.
Follow.
That give us
Follow
follows.
us.
Yeah, comment.
we have a
We
TikTok
like your
and
comments.
Instagram. Yes, comment
Comment
down
what
below
you
what
like.
you wanted to see from us, and
You know,
we will.
Not everybody talk at
Consider
once.
it.
I mean, geez.
Ooh.
Sorry. Anyway, Alex, would you
Well-
like to?
I have IBS.
All right, guys.
MediaMix.
Everyone
We're heading
wave.
out.
Goodbye.
Bye. So long.
That was
Farewell.
a mess.
Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
It was fun.